1. The unseen enemy: back pain. The very words carry a shadow that hangs over countless men and women who step into the gym with the best of intentions. Most assume the culprit is obvious: lifting too heavy, moving too fast, or simply getting older. But more often than not, the true enemy is far quieter, hiding in the small mistakes we don't even realize we're making. I've trained alongside athletes, weekend warriors, and retirees alike. And if there's one thing I've noticed, it's this: pain doesn't strike in a single dramatic moment. Instead, it creeps in, day by day, through patterns of movement that seem harmless at first. A slightly rounded back on a deadlift, a subtle arch when pressing overhead. The body tolerates it for a while, until suddenly it doesn't. The human spine is a marvel, capable of bearing enormous loads when properly aligned. But it is also unforgiving when repeatedly forced into poor positions. Think of it like bending a paperclip. Once, twice, maybe even 10 times, it holds. But bend it over and over, and it eventually snaps. Your back is no different. The shocking truth is this: most gym-related back pain isn't caused by catastrophic injury. It's caused by neglect. Neglecting posture, neglecting core engagement, neglecting the simple fundamentals that protect your spine. People chase heavier weights, faster times, and more impressive numbers, forgetting that the foundation of every lift is not strength, but stability. And here lies the twist. Back pain is not an inevitable cost of training. It is a warning light, a signal from your body that something needs to change. Ignore it, and you'll find yourself sidelined, watching your progress slip away. Respect it, and you'll unlock not just relief, but the potential for growth you never thought possible. Message: back pain is not destiny. It is the voice of your body asking you to listen. And if you do, you'll not only save your spine, you'll save your future in the gym. 2. Posture: the silent killer. Walk into any gym in America, and you'll see it. Young men loading up the barbell, women pushing through endless sets, seniors determined to stay strong. What you might not notice, until it's too late, is the way their bodies hold themselves. Posture is the quiet, invisible factor that determines whether your training builds you up or breaks you down. I've lost count of how many people have told me, "I don't know why my back hurts. I wasn't even lifting that heavy." The answer is often posture. Poor form doesn't always scream at you in the moment. It whispers. Shoulders hunched, hips tilted, spine just slightly off neutral. One rep turns into 100, and before long the damage has been done. Here's the harsh reality. Your muscles are strong, but they're also obedient. They'll follow whatever pattern you give them, right or wrong. Train with poor posture, and your body adapts to dysfunction. Over time, that dysfunction manifests as pain, stiffness, or worse, injury that forces you to stop altogether. Think of posture like the foundation of a house. You wouldn't build walls or hang doors on a crooked base, yet many people pile weight onto poor alignment every day. They chase numbers, not realizing they're stacking bricks on a cracked frame. Eventually, the structure gives way. But here's the twist. Correcting posture is not about walking around like a soldier at attention. It's about awareness. Knowing when your spine is neutral, bracing your core, and moving with intent. Small corrections, like keeping the chest tall on a squat or retracting the shoulders before a bench press, pay massive dividends in strength and longevity. Conclusion: posture is not just about standing tall, it's about moving well. Message: master your posture, and you'll not only eliminate needless pain, you'll unlock performance you never thought possible. Ignore it, and you'll pay the price with your back. 3. The core myth. Ask the average gym-goer what the core means, and most will point to their abs. Six-pack, flat stomach, shredded midsection. That's the image sold by fitness magazines and Instagram influencers. But here's the truth. Your core is not just your abs. It's the entire network of muscles that stabilize your spine, front, back, and sides. And misunderstanding this simple fact is one of the biggest reasons people suffer back pain in the gym. I've seen it countless times. Someone finishes their squats, then drops to the floor for endless crunches, thinking they're building their core. The irony? Many of those same people complain about nagging lower back pain. Why? Because crunches alone don't prepare your body for real-life demands. They train flexion, but not stability. And in the gym, stability is everything. Here's the twist most folks don't realize. A strong core doesn't just help you lift more weight, it protects you. Every deadlift, overhead press, and even a simple farmer's carry puts stress on your spine. Without a solid braced core, your lower back absorbs the load. Do this long enough, and your body will send the bill in the form of pain, herniated discs, or worse. The real key is learning how to brace. Not just sucking in your stomach, but creating pressure, like tightening a full 360-degree belt around your midsection. Exercises like planks, bird dogs, and dead bugs may not look flashy, but they teach the body to resist unwanted movement. That resistance is the difference between a safe lift and a dangerous one. Conclusion: the core is not about chasing abs, it's about building armor for your spine. Message: forget the six-pack myth. Train your core for stability, not vanity. And you'll not only protect your back, but also unleash strength you didn't know you had. 4. The weight of ego. If posture is the silent killer and the core is misunderstood, then ego is the loudest enemy of all. Walk into any gym and you'll hear it. The clanging of plates, the grunts, the laughter of friends daring each other to go heavier. And behind so many of those sounds lies the same dangerous culprit, ego lifting. I've seen men load up a bar with more weight than they could ever handle, their backs arched like a bow, knees trembling. I've seen women sacrifice form just to keep pace with the person on the treadmill next to them. It's human nature. We want to impress, to prove, to push. But here's the truth. The weight doesn't care about your pride. Gravity doesn't negotiate. The irony is almost cruel. People believe heavier loads make them stronger, but when ego replaces discipline, it usually makes them weaker. Injuries don't just take you out for a week. They can sideline you for months, sometimes forever. I've counseled too many lifters who told me, if only I had stopped chasing numbers, I wouldn't be in this pain. Here's the twist. True strength is not measured by plates on a bar, but by patience. The man who leaves his pride at the door and masters technique will, in time, lift far more than the man who lets ego lead. Discipline compounds, while ego collapses under its own weight. The gym is not a stage, it's a classroom. Each rep is a lesson, each set a step forward. The moment you turn your workout into a performance for others, you've already lost sight of the real prize: longevity, health, resilience. Conclusion: ego lifting is the fastest road to back pain and broken dreams. Message: train to build, not to impress. When you choose patience over pride, you win not just in the gym, but in life. 5. The forgotten warm-up step into any commercial gym at peak hours, and you'll notice something. Most people head straight for the weights. They drop their bag, throw on headphones, and within minutes they're under a barbell. The warm-up? Skipped. The stretching? Ignored. The joints and muscles that are about to be pushed to their limits? Left unprepared. Here's the irony. People avoid warming up because they think it wastes time. Yet nothing wastes more time than an injury. I've had countless conversations with lifters who said, I was fine, until one day my back just gave out. Rarely is it just one day. More often, it's the accumulation of neglect, day after day of cold muscles thrown into heavy loads. The warm-up isn't about breaking a sweat. It's about sending a signal. It tells your body, we're about to work. Get ready. Blood flow increases, joints lubricate, the nervous system lights up. Think of it as priming the engine before a long drive. Would you slam a car into top speed without warming it up first? Of course not. Yet people do this to their bodies every single day. Here's the twist. A good warm-up doesn't take 30 minutes. In fact, it can be as little as 5 to 10 minutes if done correctly. Dynamic stretches, light cardio, mobility drills targeted to your workout. These simple rituals pay back tenfold. A hip opener before squats, band pull-aparts before bench press, cat-cow stretches before deadlifts. Small moves, massive results. The gym community often glorifies intensity, but longevity comes from preparation. A warm-up is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of wisdom. Conclusion: skip the warm-up and you gamble with your back, your progress, and your future. Message: respect the warm-up. It's the bridge between weakness and strength, between fragility and resilience. Treat it as essential, and your body will thank you for decades. 6. Machines versus free weights. Every gym is divided into two kingdoms. On one side, the machines, shiny, structured, safe-looking. On the other, the free weights, raw iron, open space, and endless possibility. Both have their place, but too often, people choose one while ignoring the other. And that choice can shape not only their progress, but also their risk of back pain. Machines feel safe because they guide you. They lock you into a movement path, removing the guesswork. For beginners, this can be a blessing. You sit, you push, you pull. But here's the catch. Machines don't teach stability. They don't train the small muscles that protect your spine. They give you strength in isolation, but life doesn't happen in isolation. Free weights, on the other hand, demand accountability. A barbell squat isn't just legs. It's balance, core, posture, and coordination. Done right, free weights forge resilience. Done wrong, they expose weakness instantly. And this is where so many back injuries occur. People jump into free weights without the foundation of control, or they cling to machines forever, never building the stability their body truly needs. Here's the twist. The best training doesn't force you to choose. It blends both. Machines can build muscle and confidence, while free weights teach real-world strength and spine-saving stability. The problem isn't the tool, it's the dependency. Use only machines, and you stay sheltered. Use only free weights, and you risk overexposure. Think of it this way. Machines are like training wheels, while free weights are the open road. At some point, if you want true freedom and long-term strength, you must ride without the training wheels. Conclusion: your back thrives on stability, balance, and strength, not just brute force. Message: don't marry one method. Respect both machines and free weights, but never forget, the strongest spine is built on control, not convenience. 7. Recovery, the missing half of training. In every gym across America, I see the same story. People hammering their bodies day after day, chasing progress like it's a race. They lift heavy Monday, crush cardio Tuesday, repeat on Wednesday. No pause, no breath, no recovery. And then they wonder why their backs ache, their energy drops, and their results stall. Here's the truth no one likes to hear. Training doesn't make you stronger. Recovery does. The workout is the stress, the tear, the challenge. But the growth, that happens after, when you rest, refuel, and allow the body to rebuild. Ignore recovery, and you're not just slowing progress, you're setting yourself up for chronic pain, especially in the lower back. I've worked with countless lifters who believed rest was weakness. They wore exhaustion like a badge of honor, thinking more hours in the gym equaled more results. But the human body isn't a machine, it's a living system. Without recovery, your muscles stay inflamed, your spine stays tight, and your risk of injury climbs higher each week. Here's the twist. Recovery isn't just about sleep. Though sleep is king, it's also about nutrition, hydration, stretching, mobility work, even stress management. A 20-minute walk can flush your muscles with blood. A few minutes of deep breathing can lower cortisol, easing the tension that locks up your back. Small acts, massive impact. Think of recovery as the other side of the coin. Training breaks you down, recovery builds you up. Neglect one, and the whole system crumbles. Embrace both, and your strength and your spine will carry you for decades. Conclusion: recovery isn't optional. It's half the game, and often the half people forget. Message: respect rest. Fuel your body, stretch your frame, and sleep like your progress depends on it. Because it does. 8. The back's final lesson. If there's one truth I've learned after decades in the gym, it's this: the back remembers everything. Every shortcut you take, every ego lift, every skipped warm-up, every night you choose scrolling over sleeping, it all leaves its mark. Your back is not just bone and muscle, it's the foundation of nearly every move you make. And like any foundation, neglect it long enough and the cracks will show. I've seen young men in their 20s walk into the gym like lions, only to limp out years later, broken by years of careless lifting. I've seen older lifters, gray hair shining under the lights, outlast them all, not because they lifted heavier, but because they lifted smarter. Longevity, not bravado, is the true badge of strength. Here's the final twist. Protecting your back isn't just about avoiding injury, it's about freedom. The freedom to run with your kids, to hike mountains, to swing a golf club at 70 without pain. The gym isn't really about barbells or dumbbells. It's about building a body that lets you live fully without being chained down by aches and limitations. The conclusion is simple, yet profound. Your back is your ally, not your enemy. Treat it with respect, through posture, core stability, patience, preparation, balance, and recovery, and it will carry you farther than you ever imagined. Abuse it, and it will stop you in your tracks. So let this be the message you carry from these pages. Strength is not just the weight you lift, it's the wisdom to know how to lift it, how to care for yourself, and how to think beyond today. Protect your back, and you protect your life. Because in the end, the heaviest burden you can carry is regret.